Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's menu, body mounts. Looks like it's going to be a good setup. So here in the corner I'll reveal what's going to happen here. So minus this is just creating height between the frame and the trunk pin. So down under here, this square, I'm going to put a metal plate, and right down there is where my body mount's going to be. Then set my steel plate here, and then that's where the bolt nut's going to be welded to. So it welds the floor down, holds it down there. Repeat the process here, and then we'll run me a support bar across this way and do the same thing here. And that's going to set my floor height in the trunk pan, and then we'll do the same thing across here and replicate it there. And then that's going to get welded to the back of that. And I think that's where we're going to be with it. And then I got my sheet metal cut out, so you can lay up one here temporarily and fasten it down with some self tappers just to temporarily hold it in place, so when it gets transported it's not going to flop around. And then I can continue the mock-up process. As you can see here, this is what I'm doing. So that fender is going to get rised up. It's going to get pulled right into here and fastened to there and fastened to what I welded in over top of it. And then when I do it, when I put the piece up over top of here, is I'm going to try to bend it evenly all the way around, and then tack weld all the way around that. And then that'll give me my tub kit, both sides. And then this will come up into here, fasten into here, at a little bit lower than this here, so it doesn't create rattling when it's driving. But I want to use these holes, fasten it in. Same thing with those holes. I want to fasten those holes right into this. That way it keeps it in place. And I'll use bolts, nuts and bolts, to hold that onto here. That way if I need to remove it, it can be out with the old, in with the new. And if I ever need to remove them to do work or whatever, I can get the tires out from underneath the fenders. And so from back here, I say that looking pretty good for some homemade backyard hillbilly stuff. And so I'm having thoughts on it, but I think I'm just going to egg out the holes in the rear body mounts and shift the body where it needs to be. I don't want nothing throwing off my measurements back here like it already has. That hole right here is not lined up dead center of this. And you can see the hole here, the hole there, then it's going to make the floor crooked. So I had to change the plan. I mean, though it does look dead straight down the center of that, but I can't go off of that. I need to make sure, as I'm going over uneven turf, those tires are not going to come up rubbing into the tub here. So that's what I need to do, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to egg out the holes there for the body, shift it over, line this dead straight, and then she'll sit in there straight. And because it's sitting that way a little too much, that's what's causing this to have to come over here like this. And so that's what's going on. And remember, this here is just to keep this up off the frame. set the perfect height. So while I'm welding stuff, it'll be straight into the back of the body. So it's like a big old spacer. But before I weld that in there, that's coming out. I'm going to have to get, I'll probably just use this piece, stick it under there, because once this is in here, that's going to be stuck in here because of those. And then I'll repurpose that to put in my cross bracing. And that's where I'm at with that. So hang tight, I'll be back. So there, you can see that. Alright, so now I'll be back. Hang tight. Alright, so here's what I got so far. I took the two body mounts out behind the seat. This bar is just a little bit out too much this way. So I got to push it in. Then it'll make it square with this metal plate here. And down here you can see the body mount. So when that gets drawn up tight onto that, then I can put a nut up here, weld it, and then come in underneath and put the bolt. And then same thing over there on that side. And now she's dead center. Okay. And then the body had dropped off the body mounts. So now that's the reason why that's a little bit higher. But now both of them can reach that body. So I have to jack the body back up, put the body mounts in there, and then we're perfectly square here. And then I just got to force this in a little bit this way. And when I go to weld this metal plate, that'll help me line that up to where it needs to be. So now the body's dead straight. It's not interfering with the steering. And whenever, unfortunately, you do something up there, you got to do something back here. Do something back here shows you have to do something up there. So that's what we just went through. And it's perfect height of what I was looking for, because when you complete the other half, this is the body mount I want to use for the front, but I had to rob it so I can do this back here for the mock-up. So when you complete it, it's sandwiched in between steel, and so we'll be doing the same thing here. We're going to get rid of that support, and then we're going to weld another one of these wonderful plates down on top of this. And so that'll help keep it from shifting back and forth. The other cool part is we have a template that we can use for the diameter of the hole that needs to be there for the bottom half. So when we go to do the steel plate underneath of here, we'll just trace that right over to it, and then we can drill that hole. I could do it this way, shove that into there, but then I'm taking away the corner support between here and here. So I want to preserve that corner support. You can see partial of it right there. Actually, you'll see a better image of it there. And so that's where we're at with that. So now we'll have rear body mounts. Body mounts about midway up towards the front there. And, sorry, but somebody had to go. I ain't going to show it to you. Did a little tweaking down the side here. I now got my running board sitting down underneath of there. It means that I took that body mount out. I might as well shove it in there. And you can see right across the inside of that fender rear quarter panel, I needed to make a trim. I need to trim that so that fender can sit up in there a little more. And then once this is set in the stone, which as you can see, that's pretty damn spot on, being squared with the rest of the body. And you look down here, you can see what I'm talking about, where it's poked out to the left a little bit, and it's hovering above that tire. So the ideal is let's get this closest to the frame as possible. Same thing on that side. I think it's because that fender is pushing into it. It's caused everything to shuffle this way just a little. But that's a whole lot of work left. I still got the rest of this to do. This quarter panel to do, the rear section, the trunk lid, the floor pan inside the body. I got to tie in the rest of the stuff up there in the front, weld in the steering column. So there's plenty of work left that needs to be done. She is nowhere near close to being roadworthy yet. But if you look back at the rest of my videos, look in the playlist, you'll see I mounted a 1931 Model A Ford onto a 94 GMC Jimmy frame. Then you'll see all the videos for this. I wasn't sure if you guys knew about that there's plenty of segments of videos to watch. It's not always just about street rides either. I got four-wheelers, I got dirt bikes, motors, some sales ads, from sponsorships that had sponsored me. Metal Rescue is one of them, Benchmark Abrasives, and Nylite.com. Go back and check those videos out. It shows you, detail how to use the product. Show you the brand of the product. I did Harley Davidson LED lights in my T-bucket. Showed you how to wire it in. It's a perfect direct fit for the bucket, light buckets. Fits right in there. And it looks cool. So go back and look at that video also of my 27 T-bucket headlight modification. And then got some stuff from Speedway, but I didn't gain sponsorship from them. I guess they feel they're well off without me. Now that they have their, way of sponsoring, so that's fine. And I'm trying to make it up as I go along. Besides this, I think I may connect from here down to here, from the center back into here, from there down into there, for additional floppy support. Just kind of like a mid half grade roll cage, but not exactly roll cage, about midway. It'll just help give strength to the frame, the body part of it, so it doesn't flex too much. And that would totally reset all my sheet metal work that I do. And I know my rear quarter panels, they look choppy, they're wavy and they're bent up, but once I get everything in stone and start working on body work, then it'll start to smooth out and look a lot better. But this is to show how I do it when I don't have the tools of the trade. And so there's a lot of welding, a lot of cutting, measuring, and making sure that's what you want before you cut and weld. So give me time to develop this monster. But I need to make it right now reinforced to be able to make a road trip, 3.5 hour trip, when it's on the trailer. So I don't need my body falling off. I don't need parts falling off. So I just need to make it to where it's secured. She ain't going nowhere. Things to strap things to. The fenders might not make it on before the move, so I may have to pull them off. And now I'll just lay them up here in the trunk until I get to where I'm going. For additional support, I think I may put a body mount here, just a hard piece of rubber, just to support that center. But gotta admit, my welds are shaping up a lot. They are looking a lot better. I'm not a master welder, but if you ask me, I think I'm doing pretty good as far as welding. I beat this stuff up with a hammer and it doesn't want to let loose. And I tried to pull it like a bow and arrow. She ain't trying to creak or make any noise, so I must be doing good. My plug welds, they look pretty good. I know it's not much of a video, but you know, it's showing a little bit of progress. I had something else jump in my way here. AC compressor on the vehicle. Just working on a lot of stuff all at the same time. It's really beating the crap out of me. So I figured while I was sitting here waiting for the AC compressor to show up, if I can ever get the right part the first time, I would probably shit myself. But still got a lot more to do to clean up the frame and then paint it and protect it. But so far I think it looks pretty good. And once you take it through a wash, you know, she'll clean up real good, and then I'm going to sandblast, get that all cleared out of there. And then I gotta get all up in behind her ears and everything else down here and epoxy it so it doesn't come back. I do have small repairs I need to do down here on this side of the frame, prevent it from getting any worse. I'll put a block there so it can't get any worse. So I think we're getting along pretty well. And then I got my pieces over here lined up so I can do the tub kit forever top of the fenders. And then going to have to make some supports in the front portion of the fenders, because the back of the fenders, they go straight and then they turn inwards this way and then down. So I'm going to have to put some kind of supports going down that way. It's not straight like what I got here. But what's going to help out a lot is when I get this built, the tub, and then have this fastened into the tub itself. That's what's going to help out a lot. And I'm going to have to make a brace come down here and to fasten in the rest of the bottom there. I'll probably make a gusset, put a flat bar here, and then put a gusset. And for those that don't know what a gusset is, it's reinforcement, like what this is. So it'll be this, so when you press down, it puts all the weight to where it can't twist here at the top. And so when I put the flat bar in there, it's going to have one of these to where it can't do this or this. So that's partially what a gusset is. It's a reinforcement so it can withstand and not flap around like this down at the bottom. Because if you just had this piece here, say a piece of flat bar, had it here, it would just flop back and forth. So that's what that gusset does right there. It stops it from happening. So that's where I'm at. Right now, things to say here. I never thought that would happen, would you? It's just when you reach a certain point of everything, you start to develop a writer's block and you don't know how to end the story or finish the story or get the story going or where to pick up and where to leave off at, and just pick a spot and get going at it. That's all. That's all I know how to do. Just pick a spot and get going with it. And then the same thing here with the body mount after the shock tower. I'm just going to put a flat piece of steel like this, and then gusset, 1-inch gussets on it, and that'll be the type that comes up over top, like what this is. It comes up and then over. That way it has additional support. And I think that's pretty much it. I don't know what else to get at. It's kind of a bummer day today. It doesn't feel like a work day. It feels like get your fat ass down the hill day. Every day I keep trying to find something for you guys to watch. I'm trying to create stuff to watch. Yeah, you can't do this without doing that. That's pretty much it. So I guess I weld this to here, get that solid, because that's the way it's going to be. But sticking it on top is too much of a risk of it bending. I ain't want that. So I'm getting all my support from underneath, because things are pushing down on it. It's not going to be able to pry it free from here as easy. So I'm going to run the bar across from here over to there. That way it stops this from bending or becoming distorted as I put stuff back here. And I really ain't planning on putting too much heavy stuff back here. I'll mount the gas tank out underneath. And I like to reach out and thank my good old pal Vino for posing an idea in the comment section of the last video. We had a question about what to do at this point. Right about here. Right at that shackle. Empty space. And so, square it off is the way we're going to go. Just box it in. And we're going to, well, you see right up over here where the body comes down and meets the surface area of this. So this is going to be squared off, and then gave a wonderful idea of putting one of them aluminum gas tanks. Looks like a torpedo. Sit here in the back and have straps on it, and that will help hide and cover and make it look intentional. So that's a cool idea that I'm looking at. Be appreciative if anyone else comes up with ideas. Leave it right down there in that comment section, so it could be up for review. And if you guys can go back and watch more of my videos and let me know what you think of them. If I left out something, missed something, don't hesitate. Don't be embarrassed. Get on there and text something. I mean, if it's something bad, I'm more likely not going to see it, because YouTube will get rid of it. So if you want to share it, make fun of my video, be my guest. I ain't worried about that. I don't get my feelings hurt. So you go ahead, share it, talk all the trash you want about it. Doesn't matter to me. Got any questions, feel free to ask. Drop it down in the comment section. If any of this has helped anyone, give it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe if you want to watch more of this, and it'll inform you that I just put another video out. I'm trying to get much videos together as I can, because I don't have the hard drive space to load up a 10 gig video and then have all week to try to load it up, and then something happens, you gotta start all the way over again trying to get 10 gigs worth of video up. So that explains the reason why it's not one video takes care of all. I ain't got it like that. Proud of the fact that some of you guys out there do. But this is the way I have to do it, or do it live. And if I do it live, then there's going to be a lot of stuff that you ain't going to be able to hear. You ain't going to be able to make it out, or, I ain't going to be shy to admit it. I might have been wrong about something. So I try to provide the most accurate information as possible. So that gives me the ability to edit the video. And if I hurt myself, you don't hear me, fuck, my motherfucker. So, and then, because you don't have nothing to read from, it's just all whatever comes to mind, you say it, and sometimes it's just not proper timing to say certain things, and so I gotta spend the rest of the time editing that out, so you guys don't have to hear me put on a rant. So I cut a lot of that out. Losing my place in time here. So that's pretty much it. So she's looking good, to my expectation anyway. If you don't like it, okay, you don't have to have it. You don't have to look at it. But I guess overall, in the end, if I'm happy with it, sure, fuck it, why not? But I would like it to look presentable. I mean, there's nothing perfect about this Model A Ford. So I hope no one thinks that I'm butchering up a perfectly good piece of art to make this happen. I'm trying to restore it back to what you would see. And it's close, but not a home run. I'll be first to admit. Am I a perfectionist? I'll damn sight try my ass off. But do I execute perfect work? Close. But I sure the hell ain't perfect, and I'll be the first one to admit it. And I ain't a Mr. Know-It-All, I'll guarantee that. Because when you act like a Mr. Know-It-All, you ain't learning shit. Sometimes it pays attention to listen to people. And then there's times to not listen to people, and you have to be the one to figure that one out. And remember, you're not having fun if it feels like work. You do it as a hobby. You do it for fun. This is what we did back in the day, because we didn't have Facebook. We didn't have YouTube. We had whatever we had to be able to have fun. And this is what a bunch of friends would get together and do on a weekend. It's a shame that we're losing that. People don't do it no more. They ain't got time. Now all they have time for is to sit back and watch, instead of being part of it. And there's some unfortunate people that sit there and say, well, I wish I could do what you do, and blah, blah, blah. You can. Get out there and do it. You screw up, so what? You ain't learning if you ain't screwing up. You just learn for the next time. That's just not the way you do it. Simple. I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing here or anything else if I didn't just put my hands in it and do it. Yeah, it's a lot of work. But it's a lot of work to be proud of. And so, I think I'm going to stop my chitter chatter. I don't know exactly what to name this video. After a while, you start to run out of names. I'll just call it whatever. Whatever comes to mind. And so, I guess that's where I'm going to leave this. There ain't much more I can do. I got to get some more material, more supplies. I need some cut-off wheels. I need some welding wire. And so, but I did with what I could so far. And well, yeah, come on back and watch me again. And remember, get out and do something every day. You'll be glad you did. You'll thank me later. So, y'all have a good one. I'll see you next time. And remember, your days are numbered. You never know when it's going to be your last. So get out and do it every day. Have a good one. See y'all later.